Hey guys, Nick here. Thanks for coming by. Um, I wanted to talk about something that is kind of a touchy subject nowadays, and it has to do with pain. With cirrhosis, it's difficult to kind of describe the kind of pain that you feel. And I'm talking about the physical pain, because it's not like a broken leg, or a broken arm. And that can be very, very frustrating when you're trying to articulate, what you're feeling. And I know everybody is different, just like, how people may have, uh, you know, damage their liver. It's different for everyone. The most common, I believe, is like me, and it had to do with alcohol. But pain, it affects different people in different ways. Some people have a higher tolerance for pain. Some people have a lower tolerance. And the way cirrhosis has impacted me is that I have a constant dull pain on my right upper abdomen, and it's pretty much constant. A lot of people, doctors will always ask, where are you? What's your pain level? And the pain scale, they always say 1 to 10, one being, almost non existent, 10 being, you want to die basically. And mine kind of hovers in between a 4 and a 6. And that's my personal level. Now, for me, sometimes it's a sharp pain, but it's pretty much a constant dull pain. Like I always feel it, it's always there. It doesn't matter how I move, or how I lay. It's pretty much always there, and I've kind of gotten used to it to the point, that I can function, but I'm always aware of it. Now, it becomes a challenge because you're not supposed to take things like, aspirin or ibuprofen, because it's bad for your liver, and it can cause even more damage. So if you're experiencing this kind of pain, I would talk to my doctor and see kind of what options, other than, the NSAIDs that they might have for you. Um, Another type of pain that you can experience is a mental type pain, because it's so frustrating, because like I said before, it's not like a broken arm, where it's in a cast. Obviously you can see it on an x-ray, you can see that it hurts. In my case, my spleen has become enlarged because of my cirrhosis. So, just the sheer fact that your organs are larger or are inflamed causes that type of pain. And like I said, it's pretty much constant. And as time progresses, though you get used to it, it can actually make you nuts. I mean, it's not like, it's I call it, it's kind of like a water drip. I mean, people talk about that Chinese water torture where it's just constant, and it doesn't seem like it's ever going to go away. Sometimes you kind of, in my case, you kind of forget that it's there because it's normal, but it's kind of like, if you were to just take your finger and press, on your abdomen, at kind of a medium point to where you feel it, and just don't stop. To me, that's how I kind of can describe, what I feel. Now, as the diagnosis had progressed, you develop other types of joint pain, because I don't know why. I'm not a doctor. All of this is just through my experiences, but my joints have become very, very sensitive, and they can become inflamed. I also suffer from gout, and I suffer from arthritis, primarily in my ankles. So getting around and walking can be just excruciating sometimes. I actually walk with a cane. See, I have my cane here, and I don't walk with it all the time, but I have been for the last couple of weeks. There are times when I'm even in a wheelchair that I keep at the house, just because just to be able to get around. And walking with a cane, I'm having to press down, so it causes even more, stress, and weight put down on my abdomen, because you're having to hold yourself up. So it seems like a catch 22. So if you're experiencing this, know that it's not just you. It can be just an ongoing, type thing, and it can be frustrating. Some days are better than others. So what I would recommend is talk to your physician if you're experiencing this kind of stuff. You don't have to be in pain all the time. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the people around you, because it can really make you irritable. It can really, and now we get in and talk about quality of life, and hurting all the time is not, to me, that's not quality of life. So right now, as far as my legs and my ankles go, I'm kind of 50-50. Stairs are a challenge, but some days I might go a month without my ankles hurting, and then if that happens, I can pretty much assume and kind of bet the farm that I'm gonna have a month of pain, mainly in those ankles, because you tend to get overconfident. Oh, it's not hurting right now. I can kind of do normal stuff, but you end up possibly damaging, some of those joints too. Age has a big factor to do with it as well. I just turned 41, and 41 is different than 21. You heal differently. I refer to myself sometimes, I'm crickety. Sometimes, just joints pop, and it can be frustrating, is what I'm trying to get at. But what I'm saying is, you're not alone. It happens. Do I enjoy walking around with a cane? No. The parking's good, but I don't drive. So, trying to make a joke there, but, if you need a handicap tag or something like that, talk to your physician, talk to your nurse. They're very, very, very rarely are they going to say no. And if you need that, like if you go to the grocery store, use the electric carts, and it makes shopping easier. That you don't feel like you're rushing, and it can be kind of fun sometimes. But but use what resources you have available to you. That they're there for a reason. And I had to get over kind of a pride, my own pride, because I would get embarrassed sometimes. I'd run into people at the store. They'd see me with a walker, or they'd see me, in that electric cart. And I felt like I had to justify myself, especially if it's people that I hadn't seen in a really long time. But know that you're not alone. I know sometimes, it's tough, but know that you're not alone. You're not the only one that's had to go through this, and you're not the only one that is going through it. So, if nothing else, know that I'm going through it right there with you. So, guys, as always, I appreciate you stopping by. That's all I'm really going to touch on as far as pain goes. It's individual, for each individual person, and it's unique. I may do some other videos about it, but I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk about, that, because it's really, really been impacting me over the last few days. So, guys, as always, love you all. Link below to the Facebook group for liver disease and ongoing support. Lots of great people there as always. And guys, thanks for sticking with me. If you've watched all the way to the end, be sure to hit that like button. I know that YouTube really, really likes that. I'm trying to figure this YouTube algorithm out, the whole thing out. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I promise everything I talk about is not going to be liver. Everything's not going to be, down. Sometimes, I'm going to talk about some happy stuff, because, hey, we all deserve to be happy, right? All right, guys. You guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.